Hello everyone. Today we will discuss paper 4, General Studies paper 3, syllabus, okay, technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management, Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment, inclusive growth and issues arising from it, government budgeting, okay, major cropping patterns in various countries, various parts of the country, different types of irrigation and irrigation system storage, transport and marketing of agricultural produce, and issues and related constraints, e-technology in the aid of farmers, issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, and minimum support prices, public distribution system, objectives, functioning, limitations, revamping, okay, issues of buffer stocks and food security, technology missions, economics of animal rearing, okay, food processing and related industries in India, scope and significance, location, upstream and downstream requirements, supply chain management, land reforms in India, effects of liberalization on the economy, changes in the industrial policy and their effects on industrial growth, infrastructure, energy, ports, roads, airports, railways, etc. Investment models, science and technology, developments and their applications and effects in everyday life, achievements of Indians in science and technology, indigenization of technology and developing new technology. Okay, awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issues relating to intellectual property rights. Okay, conservation, environmental pollution and degradation, environmental impact assessment, disaster and disaster management, linkages between development and spread of extremism, role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security, challenges to internal security through communication networks, role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges, basics of cybersecurity, money laundering and its prevention, security challenges and their management in border areas, linkages of organized crime with terrorism, various security forces and agencies and their mandate. So we will look the GIS paper 3 past year paper, which is conducted in 2023. Okay. Time allowed is 3 hours. Maximum marks is 250 marks. Okay. Or there are 20 questions printed both in Hindi and in English. All questions are compulsory. The number of marks carried by a question or part is indicated against it. Okay. Answers to question number 1 to 10 should be written, should be in 150 words each. Whereas answers to question number 11 to 20 should be in 250 words each. Okay, word limit in questions should be added to any page or portion of the page left blank in the question come answer booklet must be clearly struck off. Okay, first question is, faster economic growth requires increased share of the manufacturing sector in GDP, particularly of MSMEs. Comment on the present policies of government in this regard. Okay, it's a 150 word question, 10 marker question. Okay, second question is, what is the status of digitalization in the Indian economy? What is the status of digitalization in the Indian economy? Examine the problems faced in this regard and suggest improvements. Third one is, how does e-technology help farmers in production and marketing of agricultural produce? Explain it. Fourth one is, state the objectives and measures of land reforms in India. Discuss how land ceiling policy on land holding can be considered as an effective reform under economic criteria. Fifth one is, introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. How does AI help clinical diagnosis? Do you perceive any threat to privacy of the individual in the use of AI in healthcare? Sixth one is, discuss the several ways in which microorganisms can help in meeting current fuel shortage. Okay. Seventh question is, dam failures are always catastrophic, especially on the downstream side, resulting in a colossal loss of life and property. Analyze the various causes of dam failures. Give two examples of large dam failures. Okay, eighth one is, what is oil pollution? What are its impacts on the marine ecosystem? In what way is oil pollution particularly harmful for a country like India? Ninth question is, winning of hearts and minds in terrorism affected areas is an essential step in restoring the trust of the population. Discuss the measures adopted by the government in this respect as part of the conflict resolution in Jammu and Kashmir. 10th one is the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, by our adversaries across the borders to ferry arms or ammunitions, drugs, etc., is a serious threat to internal security. Comment on the measures being taken to tackle this threat. 11th question is, most of the unemployment in India is structural in nature. Examine the methodology adopted to compute unemployment in the country and suggest improvements. 12th question is, distinguish between care economy and monetized economy. How can care economy be brought into monetized economy? Through women empowerment. 13th question is, explain the changes in cropping pattern in India in the context of changes in consumption pattern and marketing conditions. 14th question is, what are the direct and indirect subsidies provided to farm sector in India? Discuss the issues raised by the WTO in relation to agricultural subsidies. Okay, 15th question is, adoption of electric vehicles is rapidly growing worldwide. How do electric vehicles contribute to reducing carbon emissions, and what are the key benefits they offer compared to traditional combustion engine vehicles? 16th question is, what is the main task of India's third moon mission, which could not be achieved in its earlier mission? List the countries that have achieved this task. Introduce the subsystems in the spacecraft launched and explain the role of virtual launch control center at the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, which contributed to the successful launch from Sriharikota. 17th question is, comment on the National Wetland Conservation Program initiated by the Government of India and name a few India's wetlands of international importance included in the Ramsar sites. 18th question is, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has predicted a global sea level rise of about 1 meter by AD 2100. What would be its impact in India and the other countries in the Indian Ocean region? 19th question is, what are the internal security challenges being faced by India? Give out the role of central intelligence and investigative agencies tasked to counter such threats. 20th question is, give out the major sources of terror funding in India and the efforts being made to curtail these sources. In the light of this, also discuss the main aim and objective of the No Money for Terror conference recently held at New Delhi in November 2022. Okay, answering 250 words, 15 mark. It's a 15 marker question. Okay, thank you for listening me. We'll see you next class. Thank you very much. Bye.